Hello, bonjour, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my video, and special thanks for those who subscribe to my channel. This video is called Battlegroup Training, Part 3, the turn and orders. Let's start with turn. Like most battle game, each player plays in turn. To decide who played first would be mostly indicated on the scenario rule. Usually, if you play a scenario where you get attack, counter-attack, the player who attack will start and counter-attack will play after him. If you play a defense against an attack, most of the time the one who play attack will start first, and then the one play on defense will play second. So that's the basic, but each scenario will tell you on which order players are starting, and if it's not indicated, they will tell you, for example, the one with the most scout may start, or they will say you just draw a dice and I will start the game. When it's your turn to play, you have to follow some steps. So at the beginning, the first step would be to know how many orders you can give during your turn. And how you do that is, if you remember my last video, I made my little army of 250 points. I have one officer, and it's a squad level battlefield. So you can see here on the screen, the squad level will give you 1d6, a platoon 2d6, a company 3d6, and battalion 4d6. So that's the number of dice you're going to roll to know how many orders you can give. Why the squad have only one dice and the battalion have 4 dice is basically, as you get bigger, you get more unit to move and give orders. So at the squad level, there's really few unit, so you get only 1 dice and 1 point for the officers. I understand there's more guys on the battlefield than orders. Everybody that's part of the battle group, some would be there, not moving, some would be moving, some would be shooting. So that's the idea of the game. The troops are always not moving all in the same time. So the squad level, you have 1 dice, so you roll your dice, and I got a 4. That means I have 4 orders, and I have 1 officer, so I have 5 orders. There's more unit than numbers of orders, that's fine, but that's the first step. When that's decided, second step is do all 5 orders in a row. So step 2, you give your first order. So let's say I got here my infantry, 5 guys, and I decide to give him an order. So I'm going to give you the most common order you can give to your guys. You can do a choice of fire and fire. That means you're going to fire at 1 unit, and then you're going to fire at a second unit, or the same unit if you choose. The next option would be he will fire, then he can move up to the distance for an infantry. The infantry can move up to 5 inches. Or you may decide to have your team to move 5 inches to a maximum of 5 inches and then shoot at the enemy. Or you may simply decide to move 5 inches and move again 5 inches. So that's the most common orders you're going to give to your troops. You're there on the battlefield to fight, so you need to move to get in range, and you need to fire at your enemy. If you give the order fire and fire, that means you're going to give the order fire against an enemy unit, and you will proceed every step until it decides how many are casualty, if there's any, or if there's no casualty. When that is done, you fire a second time. And when it's all dice roll and you know how many is casualty, how many is not, and the entire fire phase is complete, that ends your order. Then you give a second order, and so until you reach 5 order. You cannot give a second order to a unit who already have an order. So meaning, if that receive an order, for the entire turn, he cannot receive a second order. Next turn, it will be able to receive order and move again. Now there's two more orders you can give you don't see often, and it's called a reaction order. And the reaction order is, at this turn, your unit will stay where it is, and you can give him two choices: a reserve move or an ambush fire. So I have 5 orders. My order number 5, that's my last order. I arrived and said, my unit here, I haven't received any order during this turn. I give him an ambush fire. That means he doesn't move, he doesn't shoot, but that completes my number of orders. What will happen, we'll see a bit later on during this video, and I will be more in detail later. So all my 5 orders are done. It's time to do to phase 3. The phase 3 is ready your troops. If your opponent player was before you on that turn, for example, it may happen that he shoot at one of your unit and he pinned the unit. So, for example, he was shooting at your mortar team. Although he did not kill anyone, he managed to pin your unit. When it's your turn to rally, you can count how many units is pinned or bailed out if it is a tank, and calculate if it's worth to take a battle rating to try to unpin your unit. How do you? So basically during rally, you try to rally all your pin unit, bail out vehicle to bring them back to combat. So if you have 1 or more, you take a battle rating token. So you come in your bag, you pick 1 battle rating, regardless what it is, it's all the same result. You can look, I have like 4 battle taken rating taken away from my total of 16. I keep that hiding, I don't show to my opponent, but that allows me to roll 1 dice. When I roll my dice, I roll a 6. That allows me to unpin 6 teams. At the squad level, I don't think I'm going to wait until I have 16 that are pinned down. I might wait 2 or 3 teams before I roll. That's your choice. If you really need that guy to be unpinned, you may take a battle rating for that. And then you roll a dice. The number of points on the dice will give you the number of units you can unpin. For example, I have 4 units that are pinned down. I have this one, my sniper is pinned down, that's immobilized. My sniper is pinned down, and I have an MG team that is pinned down. And let's see, the tank is bailed out or pinned down for battle group C. So I have 4 units. I roll the dice and I roll a, let's see, I'm going to make it sure, I roll a 2. It would be your choice to prioritize which unit you need to unpin. Depending where they are on the battlefield and the situation, you may decide to keep your mortar pinned down and unpin your tank and your sniper. So that means on next turn, if they are still unpinned, you're going to be able to receive an order. So that's the 3 steps you need to follow when you give your, during your turn and orders. So our reaction orders work. Basically, you complete your turn, you do your rally. In this case, I had 4 units pinned down. I decided to take a battle rating and rally 2, so I unpin 2 teams. Enemy turn will start. He will roll his dice to see how many orders he can give. Then he will start to give his order. At any time, by the time he starts his orders to reach ready for him, you can decide to use your ambush fire. Or if you have choose to be reserve move, move your unit. But we'll stay with ambush fire. The enemy start turn 1, turn 2, and suddenly on turn 3 you feel like his unit is in the open at good range, and you decide to shoot at him. As he moves, you can stop him when he finishes his movement until my guys will ambush fire at you. So, and then you do the entire process of firing at your enemy. You can have direct fire or aerial suppression fire at him. That's your choice. And then you do all the steps for suppress fire or direct fire. When it's done, then your enemy will continue his step of orders. If during the orders of your enemy, he managed to pin down your unit, then you cannot use ambush fire against him during his turn. You will be able only to use your enemy in ambush fire when the unit is unpinned during your ready time on your next turn, if you decide to use it to unpin the unit. Let's say it is unpinned. Your enemy do all his turn, he do his rally, it's your turn again. So you're going to roll your dice to see how many orders. Only our units that are not pinned down can receive orders. In this case, your ambush fire, if you choose, you can decide to give him an order, so you will remove the ambush fire and give him an order, he will proceed with the order. But you can as well keep him in ambush fire during the entire turn, and you can stay in ambush fire as long as you decide otherwise, meaning until you decide to use ambush fire against your opponent during his turn, or you can decide to give him a new orders and do something else with him. So he can be there 2, 3, 4 turns without shooting, without moving, or without receiving an order. So that's pretty much the basic of reaction orders. In this video, we saw turn and orders, meaning how the turn work and how orders work. I did not go much in detail about the orders and all the different orders available. If you go in the rule book, you're going to see all different orders you can give to your troops. I just gave you the 4 most common orders of movement and firing. Also, the 2 reaction orders you can have. I will go in detail on future video on those orders, but for now I think it's good enough. My next video will be Battlegroup Training Part 4, and it would be orders, where we'll go a bit more in detail, but not too deep on all different orders available to you. So thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.